So kicking
Fatality.
Hey, how's it going everyone? This is DCSG81 and today we are going to take a look into the SH Figuarts Lord of the Rings Aragorn. Pretty surprising that they actually announced and released him first. I thought he would be one of the last because, well, he is one of the main character after all, so I thought they would keep the best for the last. So for the box design, as you can see, it's rather similar to Frodo. I just love how they actually mix the SH Figuarts words. Looks very shiny, it just looks very premium for the box. And he just looks very good on these promo pictures, but on the actual figure itself, we'll see later. At this side of the box, we can see another pictures of Aragorn. And at this other side, another pose of Aragorns with a different faceplates. At the top of the box, you can see the Fellowship of the Ring. And this is the bottom of the box. And the back of the box is always my favorite. Very simple for the Aragorn. I just love how they actually use the map as the background. And you can also see the size comparison between him and Frodo. So, let's get him out. Yo, what's up? Stop talking to me! Okay, so this is Aragorn right out of the box, but before I look into the figure, I would like to go through his accessory first. As always, I'll go through his hands. So he does comes with a pair of closed fist hands that's already on the figure, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of open palms hands, and another pair of holding hands for his swords or knife. His ranger sword, which looks very nice and is also very sharp. Wow, the finishing paint does looks very good. As you can see, it's nicely chrome. His ranger swords in the sheet, and it's also a removable handle that you can actually take it off just to show that he has actually drawn his swords from the sheets. His small knife, which also have a very nice finishing paints to it, and you can also see the engraving on it is very cool. His knapsack, which actually looks pretty good. And lastly, his bow and arrow, whereby you can actually remove the bow. You can see the string itself is actually one single piece together. So this is just a dummy bow. It also comes with this interchangeable screaming face, whereby he's looking to the left. And here's a comparison of both of the faces. And of course, it does comes with his soft goods cloak that you can see that it looks rather good. Wow, just can't wait to put it on him. So these are all the accessories that this Aragorn comes with. And next we'll try to put on some of the accessories onto the figure, and I did forget that he also comes with this small knife that's already on the figure, but it's just a dummy. You can actually unplug it, so it will seems like he have drawn the knife from the sheets. So let's try to interchange the hands. Yep, very nice smooth feelings. Removing it from it, yeah, just plug in the hands that you want to, and I'll try to let him hold on to his knife first. Okay, the small knife, yeah, very easy, just slot it in. And for the right hands, of course, I would love to have him hold on to his ranger swords. And to put on the ranger swords, you need to remove the base of it, just slide it through and just put it back. Yeah, so it just looks very cool with both of the sword and knife. And for these sheets with the swords in it, you can actually put it onto this portion. You can see that. Okay, and also this joint here is actually meant for the swords. You can see there are two holes on the sheet as well, so you just need to plug it in like this. And yes, you can see that it's onto both of the joints. It just comes off rather easy, so just be very careful about it. Yeah, this is how it should looks like. It just looks a bit odd with this end sticking out from his tunic. I think once you put on the soft good cloak, it should looks pretty good. And next we'll try to have him to carry his bow and arrow. So according to the instructions manual, it should come up from here. Okay, from the below. I hope I understand it correctly. Yeah, just slide it in slowly. Okay, yep. So it does works. Okay, rather easily. Okay, and his knapsack, let's try it as well. It should be the same directions. Okay, this Aragorn does carry lots of things. Yeah, something like this. Okay, and put on his knife bag with the sheets. Okay, so this Aragorn is fully armored now. And to interchange the face, you just need to pull out his front hair, remove the face plates. Okay, put on the other face plate and put back his hair. And this is how he's going to look like. I kind of wish that they don't just make his screaming face with the eyes looking to the left. Yeah, it just looks kind of odd that he only screamed looking like this. Somehow the sword did readjust itself, and you can see I think this is the right way that it should looks like. It just come out from the bottoms, not like what I showed just now like this. Yeah, so I think this is the right way on how it should looks like. Looks good even without his cloak. But I'm still going to show you guys on how to put on his cloak, of course. Yeah, so let's take a look. Okay, very nice material. It feels exactly like the one that we have for Frodo. You can see it's also slightly see-through. Okay, and it does have bandy wires on the hoodie areas and all around the places on the edges. Yeah, there's bandy wire all over. Okay, so of course you will need to remove his head before you put on the cloak. Yeah, something like this. Maybe you need to do a little bit of readjustment. Yeah, just like open up his hoodie and this portion here. Yeah, just make sure that it actually rests well with the figure. Maybe you can even put it like this if you want to. But I just don't like this part sticking out. This makes him look like a wizard. Okay, maybe just like this will be good enough. Same like Frodo. Yeah, both of them just looks good with the soft goods around it. Now we'll move on to the overall look of this Aragorn. First of all, I would like to say that it does feels very good for this tunic, even though it's not a soft good, but it does feels how do I put it, very surreal, like you're actually touching a soft goods. Yeah, you can also see that they actually makes it looks a lot like a soft goods with all these creases on it, and the material that they use is also pretty good. Somehow it just feels like something like a soft good. I just don't know how to tell it. When you have it on hands, you will know what I mean. It just feels very nice on it, and it's rather soft, so it doesn't really hinder the articulation at all. So don't worry that you can't pose this Aragorn when you have all these rubbers around him. Even for the inner clothing that he have is also not as soft as this outer part, but it's still, you can see that it doesn't hinder the articulation, and it's very nicely sculpted. Even the necklace that he have, you can see, oh my goodness, there's lots of details on these guys. Yeah, wow. And the pants is also full of creases. The whole thing itself, even down to his boots, there are lots of details on it to make him look as good as possible, just like he's wearing soft goods all over. Yup, this is rather good. Even with the exposed joint, unfortunately you can't hide that, but it still looks good with all these creases around his sleeve. Yeah, this one is looking nice, and you can see there are some details here as well. Okay, for his lightness, okay, before that we go through his hair. Yeah, lots of details, but it just looks weird on this portion. Of course, if you have rooted hair, you'll be much nicer, but you can't really get rooted hair on 1/12 scale nowadays unless you're paying a premium. Okay, for his face lightness, I wouldn't say 100%, maybe it's just around 60 to 70% there. Yeah, but from afar you can tell that it's him, but when you take an up close look, it doesn't really look like him. Some of them even say he looks like Jesus. But for sure SH Figuarts can do a much better likeness than this one. And next we'll move on to the articulations. I will start with the head as always, so you can look to the right, looks to the left, no problem there. Looking up is slightly restricted by his hair behind, but looking down is pretty okay, but you can see the hair floating like that. And he does have a separate neck, that's why he can do a pretty good movement there. And his arm can go 360 degrees, no issue. And there is a big butterfly joints and go all the way to the front like this, and all the way to the back like this. Not much, but it's better than any of the figures. So going upwards more than 90 degrees, pretty good there. And there is no cuts on the biceps, but you can still do some inner swivels. There's a single joint elbow, unfortunately. You can still turn the hands around, going up and down slightly. And for the articulations on the torso, there's only one on his waist. So quite a limited movement when you try to move it like this, but you can still twist and turn. And let's see how well he can do a bend forward. Not too bad. And bending backwards is like this, almost non-existent, but it's not because of the tunic. Yeah, it's just the restrictions on the joints. And for his legs, there are pull down mechanism, pretty big movement. As you can see, I pull it down. So kicking okay, he just lost his leg. I think I pulled down too much. Okay, nothing to worry, you can pop it back in easily. So with the legs being pulled down, kicking forward is more than 90 degrees, as you can see. And kicking backwards is a little bit like this. And there is also no cuts on the thighs, but you can still do some inner swivels. And let's see about the legs. Another single joint knee. This is as far as you can bend. Okay, can you turn around the boots area? Nope, but there's still an ankle rocker going up and down, and there are toe hinges as well. So with both legs being pulled down, let's see, can do an almost perfect split. Okay, not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, so these tunics are not really hindering any of the articulation, especially for the legs area, but it's unfortunate that he only has single joint elbow and knees. I hope you click on the likes button if you enjoy this review. Thank you. Okay, so for the size comparison, I'd like to start off with some SH Figuarts. So I do have Jackie right over here, so he's slightly shorter than him. And we have Mr. Tony Stark, who is about the same height, I would say. And next we'll move on to some Mayfax. I do have the amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield, which is, I think, about the same height once again. And then we do have Mr. John Wick, who is slightly taller than him. And next we'll compare with some Marvel Legends. I do have the Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. Wow, he's like a giant next to him. And also this Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four. And next I would like to compare with some Street Fighter. I do have the Jada Toys Gao right over here, as well as this Ken from Storm Arena. And lastly, how can I not compare him with this SH Figuarts Frodo? Okay, they are from the same series, as well as Gollum. Okay, looking good together. I really hope that they will complete all the fellowships of the Ring characters. So for my final verdict, I do think that this Aragorn does looks pretty good to be added into the collections of your Lord of the Rings. The overall looks is good because it does come with some soft goods. The articulation is decent. For the accessory is also not too shabby. And for the skill, I do think that he scaled pretty well with some other characters. My only gripe is the likeness can be improved. So once again, just like Frodo, if you're a big fan of Lord of the Ring, I do think that this Aragorn is a must-have in your collections. So once again, I do hope that my review will actually help you to decide if you need to get this guy, and I'll catch you again in my next video. I hope you watch on these videos right now.